A hazard.
I just stopped screaming already. We
territories.
just got started, and I'm already halfway to done. All right.
We have nothing to say. Oh! Look at the teams.
Don't get too excited. Look at the teams.
Look at the titles. Look at Jolts' title.
Woo. Oh yeah, we haven't seen it yet. The BattleRekt Salt Miner. What a title.
That's a title.
That's the first time we've gotten to see it.
How do you get that title?
He got that title for winning Season 1.
Season Uno.
He was the champion for Season 1 during Invitational. We kept track of everyone's points along the season. We had Invitational at the end, and Jolts won on his old team. Yep. So they all have the BattleRekt Salt Miner.
So Condemned, Clarity, and Jolts all actually have that BattleRekt Salt Miner title. All right. Nai, Jolts, and Iska. Jolts back on that Esmo Life, of course. Aoikus on the Pearl against with Shifu and Taya. Gazak playing the patented.
Expect to see aggressive plays out of Jolts. He's going to pull Gazak in immediately. The bubble's going to protect them with good bit from the M1s. We're going to see a nice in cap, though. Gives Corrupted a little bit of time to try and bail. He'll actually retreat with his nice little thing, and we'll post a selfie early on. Nice bounce on the taser from Nai as well, which is able to stop Aoikus and Gazak from contributing in that moment of opportunity there. Jolts goes for the orb, but misses it. That's going to give the first one over to You Chose to Stand It. Our Corrupted is actually using the in cap mostly just as mitigation to keep one of them off of him so that he can retreat. The counter will get procced, but Jolts jumps right out of it. He has one more space, puts himself in. Oh my, just getting out of there, and then enough to put the damage on the Corrupted. Will he get the final blow? Corrupted posts up another selfie, and that whiff shark might have been the end of the game for You Choose to Stand It. Here it comes. They try to land a connection onto Corrupted, but the bubble shield is available, going to mitigate a little bit of damage. Incapacitate is going to totally cancel out Jolts' use of the tome, but in the end, Gazak will go down to the crippling goo. Nice job from Iska. That's actually really cool. Lucy back. Nai actually in-capped Taya to ensure that that ult from Lucy would connect and get that initial damage, which has ended up giving her the final blow. That was actually, yeah, that's pretty smart. Now, the frustrating thing is Pearl can actually, if she really wanted to, she could have just jumped around the map for the next minute and a half, and it would have been really annoying to watch. Yumi would have started talking about weird stuff again. So thanks. Thank you very much
Yokus, from saving us from that experience.
No one wants that.
Everybody just hates it when that happens.
So we do see, so Jolts is a player that actually pretty much proved that Esmo was viable in competitive play when he first came out. The only one that's really done it. We've seen a couple make it to round of 8. But none have really made it past Jolts. Time and time again, made it to the finals, actually, on a team that was hyper-aggressive. He played Esmo, just like he'd get up in your face, he'd use his shield and his absorb to kind of just mitigate while he was still there until he got his space back up. He does build that silence, though. I think that half-second silence is great. Just connect a few M1s as he gets that pull. Right, we see Gazak really trying to make use of haste there. Both BattleRekts to contribute to that movement speed buff, but Jolts is still going to apply the pressure with incredible accuracy. He's going to chunk Gazak down to about half real quick. Not a lot of cooldowns left, but support from Iska is good, and Jolts is going to maintain health advantage here, and he's just laying into the enemy team, just constantly pelting M1s down. Just an unanswered Jolts. Look at that. He's got full health. Nothing has touched him. Oh my god, now the tome is shredding with the Tome of Destruction. Yokus has to be careful, trying to heal himself. Gets rooted, has to use the space bar. No more mobility. Oh, she's now just ready for the goo. The counter will keep her alive for another half second, but not much longer. Slice and dice. Chop, chop, chop. Not enough. Goes down 2 rounds in favor of Intolerant. And remember, everyone, this is a best of 3 maps. Yes. So whoever wins his first map, they're going to be up in the series by 1. They pick another map. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Exactly. Exactly what Carpet said. I'm actually really liking how this comp is playing out for Intolerant. Using the double range setup. They've got Lucy, they've got Jolts and Nai on Eva and Esmo. That provides them a lot of range capability, but both of these characters are not characters that are similar to, say, Varesh or Jade, that have to kind of post up, take a position, and stay there. They're very mobile when they attack. I mean, look at how much aggression they can put on using mobility aggressively. Gazak is in a lot of trouble, and he might just melt here. Oh my god, almost too easy. Jolts with the shift left click as well, just goes through the bubble. Not a cooldown that can save him in that situation. Maybe a weakness of Pearl as a support. Oh my god, absolutely melted. The immaterial actually well timed on Corrupted, was able to keep a lot of that damage off of him, but with no one to help him out, his support going down. And I really like the rotations of cooldowns. You look at Eva and Esmo, people that have to go in, they've got a little bit of shield protection on them, but then you have Lucy to put a barrier on them, and I think after around that amount of time, their mobility is probably going to be back up. You see Esmo, he'll use his first space, his second space, then he'll use a silence, then he'll put up his shield, And then a barrier will come out, and by the time the barrier's done, he's probably pretty close to getting a spacebar again. So it's really hard to lock them down and keep damage on. And I think it's actually a pretty cool comp.
Yeah, I think I especially like just, as far as Nai is concerned, when Nai plays Eva, a lot of it is actually very aggressive. Nai has the capability to play incredibly in your face with Eva as a character. And I think that really benefits her just because of the way the shotgun is, also how oil application works. The only thing is Jetpack, especially with the, if you grab the bouncing taser as a first BattleRekt, you don't actually have the U-turn, so you don't get the 2 jumps, so you're actually shutting yourself out of defensive options. But Nai balances that out by getting the second BattleRekt on Zap, which is a shield that Eva provides, giving it a little bit of knockback, and you get a little bit of a move speed buff. It also dispels debuffs, so that actually really helps. Now, the big thing to note is between the 3 characters on the side of Intolerant, there's Eva, there's Esmo, and there's Lucy as well. You actually have 3 different barriers they can use, which give a lot of damage mitigation. Pretty strong. I actually think that the synergy between these 3 characters are actually really well thought out. And they play that perfectly. They were able to mitigate a ton. That means that Jolts can go really aggressive on Esmo. That means that Eva can go really aggressive. And once you fall behind in health, if you don't punish in the appropriate way, don't land the correct CC, don't pick the right targets, shoot your damage into barriers, then what happened, you saw what happened, right? You just get blown out 3-0, tons of damage. It didn't look like Intolerant were in trouble at all. And
Joltsy, as we know, his default is pretty much just in your face. He loves to get up in there. But if he doesn't have a team to follow him, he puts himself, you know, he's like a straggler. At that point, he's all alone, and he only has so many cooldowns that can save him. So I think it's really cool that Nai, which we've seen a lot on Eva, he's actually the one that's kind of been showing that Eva also works in competitive play, is just kind of jumping right in there with him. And Lucy, as long as she keeps herself in a spot where she can't get invert jumped on, you know, as long as she can't get pushed out too far away from them to support them with barriers and heals, which he's good enough at. I think he's doing a good job of just keeping that position behind his allies.
Yeah, the aggression really helps in that regard as well. When you're having to play defensive, when do you have the opportunity to push Iska, right? And I think that's kind of that whole, this really good cooperation of play styles for Intolerant. It's just a solid setup, and I do think that you choose a standing can defeat it.
By the way, all their shields together are 102.
102 mitigation.
102 shield that they all stack it on one person. So if you watch someone just getting completely hound down, like right now we're going to see Nai getting pushed through. She's actually need to jump back with a barrier and shield actually one up on Esmo at the same time. That actually could be a bit risky. And now Condemned might see that opportunity to try and go in. He's actually going to try and retreat, but Jolts chases through. Easily jumps right back though, using that second charge to keep himself safe.
Gazak making the swap up to the Ashka rather than the Taya. This might provide them a little more utility as well as good wombo combo off the ultimates. Here comes Gazak trying to put some damage onto Nai, but the barrier comes out, mitigates a little bit of that. But so far, I think You Choose a Stand-In are holding their ground pretty well.
I really enjoyed the Ashka pick, actually. I think Firewall can be really strong, and they have to make sure they keep these orbs up, though.
Oh, nice doubling capacity.
Two out of the 2 orbs so far. Oh, now he's got to be careful, though. I don't know if he has a roll right now. What just how he got? Whoa! That's actually pretty cool. You don't see the Javelin pull that often, but Condemned pulled Iska right back into him.
Yeah, currently Corrupted is going ham on Intolerant so far. He did a really good job in the 2v1, put Nai and Iska down really low. Jolts has a lot of pressure. Oh, he dodges the shark just barely. And the ultimate will be able to secure the orb for Intolerant, the first one of the game. Good clarity potion puts Aokas further into danger, but Aoka's going to try to use the bubble to boost himself out of it, but he takes a lot of damage, and now it's going to be Corrupted that's in trouble. Let's see if they can finish out the kill. Low health on both ends of the spectrum.
Right now, they just want to get the last kill they can. But there comes a barrier to protect Jolts. Jolts will not go down right yet, but will the M2 happen? He can't counter.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And when the time was ripe for the taking for You Choose a Stand-In, they actually flubbed it. They dropped the ball. And I think 2 times now, Aokas has gone for the shark, but not quite gotten the punish on Jolts. And it's interesting because once Jolts uses his spacebar, he's committed, right? He actually doesn't have mobility past that point to avoid the ultimate, but it is a little bit difficult if Jolts does not commit to using M1 or any abilities that slow him down. He can actually just WSAD out of it, and that's what happened both times. He was able to just barely eke out of that ultimate, and I think that's big lost opportunities for You Choose a Stand-In. That's a lot of meteor committing for no gain at all.
Oh, Jolts actually got M2 pushed right back into that stun. Now Jolts has about half of his health left, and it looks like Iska's a little too preoccupied right now. The Firewall will go out. So much absorbed out of that Firewall, and they get the first orb. It's looking fantastic for you choose to stand in.
We saw this in the last round, however, a good opening game from you choose a stand-in, but they weren't able to really close it out. Currently, the health levels, if you look at it, are very in favor of you choose a stand-in. Let's see, here comes a 2v1. Oh, he gets zapped out of it. And Corrupted gets CC'd up by the taser, and now the bear is up to mitigate a little bit. Iska's going to be able to roll. Here comes a shark, and again, a whiff shark. But, oh god, Iska is in a bad spot.
Up top, Gazog did ult Jolts, but then Jolts, he actually used to shift him one to get a little bit of health back. Wasn't able to final him down. Gazog now playing a little bit timid. He's going to get pulled right back in as someone goes down.
It's going to be a kill for you choose a stand-in first. Let's see if they can convert from this 3v2 into a 3v1. That's going to be super important for them. Jolt's losing a ton of health.
It wants the orb. No,
Oh, Aeoicus with the one little water gun shot. And now it's going to be 3v1 and it's over. There it is. Really good job. I think Iska got put into a really awkward spot. Despite the fact that Aeoicus actually whiffed that shark, it put Iska in such a bad spot because he was forced to dodge that so quickly. And one of the things you have to notice is it's not the third round. Iska doesn't actually have Swift Roll. I don't know if that's going to be the BattleRekt he actually takes, but if he did have Swift Roll, that situation would have been really different.
Nope, he didn't.
He actually went for the Toxic, which is actually, I think, a great choice. And I think that what happened in that last round was very situational, not typically going to happen again, having the Lucy actually get cornered like that. Just a little bit of an awkward positioning situation for
well-placed counter. I should have to give that. Shifu jumped right in front of that slowed M2 from Jolts, forcing the counter to happen. And now he's going to try and go in on Knife, but the shield's going to protect Knife from quite a lot of damage. In the meantime, will they finally get an orb? They do get the first orb. I don't know if they have done that in quite some time. Oh, Condemned is going to get absolutely shredded. That zap was well-timed.
Now Aeoicus has to wonder who's going to pick up. He needs to make sure that Condemned actually gets topped off, and he does finally. But Condemned diving right back into the fray, taking a good bit of damage. Needs to get away. He's got to take back some of the damage. Aeoicus being put in jeopardy as well. Who are you going to heal? There's so much pressure coming out from Intolerant.
What?
The counter gets proc, but Corrupted is out of cooldown. Deadly Inject! Heal! Oh no, too little, too late.
I would love to watch that again. I don't know if anyone caught that, but Nai actually pulled the center orb out of the Ashka stun. Just in time to be able to secure that orb, give them a little more energy.
Oh man.
Wow. I don't know. I definitely can't attribute that to being the turning point. Look at they're doing well. Gazog is sticking to Jolts. The moment he sees that Jolts doesn't have a spacebar, he kind of knows that Ashka, so long as he can stay away from the Tome of Destruction, can probably win in a lot of the trades if you can get a good of the M2s off. I mean, once you land all three of those M2s, you've done quite a bit of damage, and that outranges Esma by quite a decent amount.
Something that's really great about what Gazog has been doing is in the round they won, he was actually able to play very fantastically in the 1v1 versus Jolts. He came out with a big health differential, was very far in the lead, and I'm pretty sure if Iska hadn't died at that point, Gazog would have been able to finish the kill on Jolts.
Corrupted now, caught right between Iska and Jolts. Oh, he incaps Jolts to try and put the damage on. Wasn't able to get the full amount of...
Oh my god! Good target choice from Jolts' Zed, scoping out that hit. Counter on Corrupted, not going to make any kind of benefit at all for them just because of the target choice there. Iska being put under pressure by the Whirling Blade, but is able to get out of that situation relatively unscathed. Now let's see how the trades are going. Jolts is 2v1ing while Corrupted is doing the same on the bottom. Seems like they're about even in terms of efficiency.
That second orb is actually going to go to stand-in as well.
Oh god, Aeoicus takes
Esmo's got to be careful. The Firewall will go out. Will he get the pull? He still does. Aeoicus was placed just on the wrong side of it. Now the Tome comes out. His bubble
on
comes
the
out.
Taser was so good there, and with that pressure that Jolts was doing from the top, Taser comes in, the Rocket comes in, and they were able to chunk out a bunch more max health.
We see two full ultimates. Aeoicus is going to do the first one. Oh, maybe he should have saved that, waited for Nai to get the jump. They shouldn't ult it together at the same time. The jump mitigates 200% energy, and now we're going to see the pull from Aeoicus.
Is in trouble. There's no more cooldowns left. He's able to turn the corner, and so that positioning is going to be okay for him. But definitely low on cooldowns. He's going to use his mobility to escape. That means Candy Control goes over to Intolerant.
There's the pull on the orb, not allowing that stun to get through.
I really like the orb control that you choose as a stand-in is employing right now, and that's really keeping them in the game.
Oh, there's the
really
Firewall.
Need to look for a big connection.
He did build Conflagration, but now he actually he had to use his space defensively to get away from Jolts, and now he's got to be careful. Jolts is going to try and hunt him down, knowing he doesn't have much left. Aeoicus, no, the counter! He put that the bubble shield to stay alive just a wee bit longer. And that orb, that's the first orb for Intolerant the whole game, or this whole round.
And that might be telling of map positioning, certain elements of how they've swapped sides. Oh, big ultimate from Gazak. Is he going to be able to finish the kill on Jolts? There's Shark in the pocket right now for Aeokas. Where is he going to spend? Corrupted trying to fight out that 2v1, but he's quick to die here. And now it's just Aeokas. The Panic Flash just well-timed enough. I don't know if Aeokas canceled his counter or what. Oh, no, and it's looking real bad right now. There it is. The 3-1 victory in the second map here, and Intolerant with a 2-0 scoreline is going to be able to move on to the semis. I think that there was the ammunition available in that situation for you choose a stand-in to actually win out. I don't know what the exact line of play was, but they certainly had the resources and the meter to do so. And I think it's just unfortunate. One of the best things of you choose a stand-in or you choose 3v3 or whichever iteration of the team they're doing is their coordination with Aeokas on landing the Sharks. And we saw a grand total of 0 successful Sharks, which means that they couldn't get their Wombo combo off, which is almost a guaranteed kill with the lineup they have. When you have Ashka, when you have Pearl, and then when you have Shifu, you have a ton of bursts at the end of that Shark. You can put the ground stun under it from Ashka, silence them, into the ground stun, into the impale. There's just so much damage that you can do, but they weren't able to set that up not even once.
Yeah. I also just realized I kept calling Corrupted Condemned.
Really?
Whoops.
Dang it.
I mean, they're similar at a glance. They're about the same.